this tutorial, we will learn how to import new items to SEG library. Here we have an internal, and this internal includes from those parts. And in this tutorial, we will learn how to define the technical characteristics and the description in SEG library. Now we will open SEG library and detect the last standard item, and from the external bill of material, we will add a new item. Okay, and during opening this view, you should select the vessel and define the equipment item, the item number, quantity, technical characteristics, description, and the material of this item, and get the correct weight. So we will open Autodesk Inventor again, and from the physical properties, we will get the weight of this item and define it. Define the part name, part number, and click Save or Update. Now let's select the vessel again and add a new item. So let's open the top cab and get back to SEG bill of material and define the item number, the quantity, description, technical characteristics of this item, the material, and weight. And don't forget that the weight of this item is multiplied by 12. So we will get this value and multiply it by 12 and get the final value and put it here. Define the part name, part number, and click Save. Let's add a new part, which is the bottom cab. The quantity is 12. The technical characteristics, the weight of this item. By the same way, here we will open the top cab and get the weight from the physical properties, multiply it by 12. After that, add it on SEG library and click Save. Okay, by the same way, we will complete the other parts. Here we have a bracket holder, pipe, support, all of that. We will add it to make it appear on SEG library, bill of material. Now let's don't forget to reflect the item number on the title property of this item. Like if we open this bottom bracket in the summary tab, we should reflect the item number if you would like to reflect this value on the drawing balance. Now let's open the final assembly of the equipment and take a section. Here you can figure that we have those internals after make the final assembly, and the leg ribs, we add a new ribs to this leg here. Now we will prepare the data which will be exported to SEG drawing. For the bill of material, you can figure that each item takes an item number. Okay, like this nut, we have 16 nuts. So to reflect the item number on the drawing, we need to make one more step, which is update item number. This process will send the information of each element to the Autodesk Inventor element. So if we open this bottom net, and from the properties, we can find that the title of this item takes the item number of the SEG. For this flange, takes the item number for SEG and the technical characteristics. So if you would like to reflect those data on your drawing, you should make update item number. Now if we open the nozzle table, you can figure that the information for each nozzle is appear here, and for the weld style data, it's not defined it. So let's select nozzle N2, for example, and open the set weld form, and from here you can define the weld as a single V or double V. The same for the clad, if you have a clad. Define the weld samples, and if we open the nozzle table, you can figure that the weld style is appeared here as you defined. Let's select the second nozzle, and from set weld, define the weld values, and you can figure that the weld style appear based on the nozzle internal projection, if you have reinforced bed, if you have, so the clad, if you have a clad single V or double V. So that will change the weld style of the nozzle. The last nozzle, we will define the weld style. And let's open the nozzle table again, and you can figure that the nozzle style for each nozzle changes and the weld values. Now if you would like to add a nozzle load, no loads on nozzle. So select N2 and select nozzle load and define some loads on the nozzle in kilonewton. Okay, the moments. If you open the nozzle load, you can figure that the nozzle loads appear here. Let's select N1 and add another same nozzle loads and click done. Now if we open the nozzle load, both of nozzles appear here. Now let's change the columns from the column chooser. So let's open the column setting and select the required columns only, which shall be exported to the drawing. So let's select the flange facing, blind flange, external projection, reinforced bed, and weld styles. Or we could remove the weld styles, so to minimize the table columns a little bit and click save. Now if we close this form and open it again, you can figure that we make a filter for the columns. Now let's modify the project information, which shall be appear on the our title block. Define the project number, project name, plant name. All of those information shall be defined as mentioned. It will be reflected to the title block of the drawing. Okay, define the manufacturer, order number, and let's click on save. Okay, now let's define the design data of the equipment. We don't need all of that, so let's select all and deselect all and define what we need. So let's define the construction code and select the checkbox. Define the design pressure, megapascal gauge, and define the temperature. And here the percentage D means degree, so to reflect it on the table as degree, you should add this those characters. Define the external design pressure, the minimum design metal temperature, and for the corrosion allowance, internal corrosion allowance, it's 1.5, and for the joint efficiency, it's RT3 0.58 and spot. And let's click checked and let's save that. If we come back to the project, you will find the information saved, the same for the design data.